even in college, I was the person that sat on the front row, you know, in chemistry class, with 300 people in there, and the professor would just be turned around, just, you know, doing this right here, doing this, and I'd be like, I need you to go back over there. I didn't understand that, and I'm looking at everybody behind me, and they ain't understand that either. So I've always been one to, you know, hang on there, you're moving too fast with this. So all of that balled up into, and then in addition, he was just talking too fast about surgery.
Well, and here's the thing. They talk to us like we're stupid.
Yes.
They talk to us like we can't have any possible knowledge about this decision. So he or she should just be able to unilaterally tell us what to do. And again, Dave, it sucks that people don't push back on that, like people like you and me and a lot of my audience. They don't. They just lap it up and they go, well, the doctor wouldn't do anything that would harm me. And yet,
right.
I hate to say this out loud, but it's true. Doctors harm patients every single day by giving
every single minute,
or taking a drug that they don't need. In my world, I wrote a whole book about cholesterol, and they put people on cholesterol lowering medications that don't have any business taking a medication for it. There's nothing wrong with their cholesterol, but they have convinced and scared people half to death that, right. And I'm sure when you pushed back, you got a lot of the doom and gloom thrown at you. Well, you know, Dave, the chances of survival from prostate cancer, you know, did they start pulling that bullshit on you?
All that. You know, you're African American and you guys have a very high mortality rate. Actually, you have the highest. He's right. We do. He's right. And he was punching that. He was punching. This dude was a used car salesman.
Yes.
Trying to sell me the car that he couldn't start. They had to come jump it. And then when we went to test drive it and went outside and cut off in front of the dealership. But he was still trying to sell me the car.
Yes.
And I was sitting there looking at him. Ladies and gentlemen, let me explain this to you. Let me explain this to every single man watching this and every single person watching this, because you're either a man or you're someone who loves a man. Your daddy, your granddaddy, your uncle, your husband, your baby daddy, your other baby daddy, something. You love somebody. Okay, so listen to me very carefully. Even before I get into the weeds, if you get diagnosed with prostate cancer, especially if you catch it early like I did, which is why you should be getting it tested and all that stuff. If you get it early, do not get the surgery. Just take that away from what I'm saying, period. Do not. They're going to tell you everything in the book about it. Jimmy, this man looked at me and smooth talked, telling me that my eggplant was probably not going to work after surgery. And the way he worded it, I was sitting there listening to him and I was going, am I hearing that he's saying I'm not going to have sexual function? Or there's a very, very good chance that I'm not going to have sexual function? So I stopped him in the middle of his speech. I said, whoa, stop. I need a yes or no answer to what I'm going to ask you. And I used the word that starts with a D and ends with a K, guys. And I said, what I think I hear you saying is, I said, you know what? Screw that. After this surgery, is my going to work? Do you see how I'm looking in the camera, y'all? That is how I was looking directly at him. And I was not social distance. Well, this was before COVID. But I was 6 inches. I leaned into him. And he goes, well, we don't want to term it that way. See, when they start all that stuttering, when you start stuttering, hyperventilating, I ask you a simple yes or no question. Yes or no question.
Yeah.
I asked him again. I said, Doc, I need you to tell me, is my going to work or not? Well, yeah. And then he goes, well, that's a bit harsh. It's a process, Mr. Martin. Soon as he started all that bullshit, I got up out of the chair and I walked. And I hit the door and he's following behind me. You know how guys remember, you know, when we have to go to a doctor's office, you know how you go to a doctor's office and you in that room in the back where they're seeing you. So you come out of that room, but you're still in the back. You go down the hallway or something, and then you kind of go to where you check out before you go out into the lobby. So when I'm walking down this hall in the back, it's somewhat of a scene. Like, we're not barking at each other, but people can clearly see that I'm pissed, agitated, and that I'm leaving, and that he's running behind me, clearly trying to stop me from leaving. You can see that clear as day. And he goes, Mr. Martin. And I finally turn around and I go, what? What? He goes, I said, listen, I'm not getting the surgery. I'm not getting it. He goes, but this is very serious. You could die. I said, first of all, you don't know me. You don't know the power of my mind. And this is what I want to point out to you guys. You don't understand the power of my mind. I'm not going to die. I don't know what kind of patients you've had, but I'm not like any other patient. I started to tell him, I ain't really your patient no more because you're fired right now. Yeah. But I said, I'm not going to die. He goes, no, you're African American. I get it. I heard all that. We got the high mortality rate, blah, 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 blah. I get it. Let me go get the violin out of my car. I got all that. I said, listen, you just told me that I could die. I'm not going to die. Or you said I could have prostate surgery where you snatch my prostate out and my ain't going to work because you couldn't answer no to tell me that it wouldn't kill that. So you say either I'm going to die or my eggplant's going to die. Jimmy, it's pretty much the same to me.
Yes. I was just going to say, when you lose your manhood, you might as well be dead. Listen,
every man out there is going to be shaking their head when I say this. It's a couple of things that make us men, that make us men, that make us men and alpha men and manly men. This is what makes us men, for us to be able to get up out of the bed every morning and go earn $1 doing something.
Yes.
It might not be a lot of dollars, but something. Okay. We also want to be able to come home and take care of our family and loved ones and protect them if need be in any situation. And number 3, and I don't even know if it's number 3, it's probably 1A. We would like to be able to roll over and make physical love to the woman that we love and are also protecting, and maybe the mother of our kids and all that kind of stuff. If you can't do those things, we ain't a man. At least as far as I understand. We ain't a man.
It's hard.
I'm not even married yet, Jimmy. I've never been married. My parents, before my dad passed, had celebrated 70 years of marriage. Do I believe in marriage? Of course I do. If I don't get married, fine. But either way, I want to have a significant other, either in my life, in the house with me, married, not married, whatever. I want to have something. How's that going to work in the dating process? Babe, I'm really liking you and I'm really ready to take it to the next step. And what I'm trying to say is, I brought my toothbrush and a bag. Yeah. And I'm going to be like, oh yeah, about that. Well, I got a whole bunch of movies we can watch on Netflix, and I'm really good at rubbing booties and rubbing your feet, and we can make it. No, I want to do the whole thing. Yeah, we're gonna need to have a conversation about that. How's that gonna work, Jimmy? How's that gonna work? It ain't, because if this ain't working, that ain't working.
Right.
I mean, right. I'm real good looking, but I ain't that damn good looking.
And that's the psychological part.
Listen, I think I'm the best looking man on the planet, because nobody's a bigger fan of Dave Martin than Dave Martin. If y'all ever see me live, you'll know that. Well, you see me now, you know that. But having said that, yeah, I'm pretty sure a woman would leave me for a Flavor Flav stunt double if this right here is working and mine ain't working at all. Listen, ain't but so much hand holding and neck kissing and making out and me going downtown, and ain't but so much of that can be done. It just ain't. So I continue to walk out of the doctor's office. Let me give you another part. His office called me, his assistant called me 3 weeks straight every single day.
Whoa.
Like the worst telemarketer in the history of telemarketing. Hi, Mr. Martin. Yeah, this is Dr. Such and Such's office, and we understand your decision, but we just want you to really understand the gravity of what blah blah blah. And I said, yeah, I understand gravity. I get all that. And I was going out to do something for the day on like the 3rd week. It was like I remember it was like a Monday or Tuesday morning or something like that. And I saw the number pop up again from that office. And I said, look, do not call me again, okay? Do not. I understand what I'm doing. I'm a big boy. I know what I'm doing. I understand the ramifications. If I need to reach back out to you guys, I will. Do not call me again. I have been cordial and respectful with you for the last time. Now, the next time you call me, if you call me, I'm going to be not black. I'm going to be that other word. Okay? So don't call me no more. And that's what I had to do to get them to leave me alone.
Yeah. It almost begs the question, is the money aspect of it that important to them that they're willing to?
The answer is yes.
Well, of course, oh, no, I know the self-evident questions that
Yeah.
are, but like to me, that's the biggest travesty. If they gave a damn about your health, they would have given you multiple options and said, Mr. Martin, this is your options. They didn't do that. They gave you one monolithic option and then they berated you about that one option. Sounds kind of like the last year or so with something
Sounds
out
kind of like the last 2 years or so, right? Especially the last year. Everybody knows what we're talking about.
there. So you had the confidence. You said, I'm going to figure this out. I'm moving on. Tell us about how you found HIFU.
So so then me and my naturopath immediately, I go sit down with her, and I told her, I said, Doc, I'm not getting the surgery. She said, yeah, I get it. I get it. And I said, so we started a very aggressive approach of holistic treatment, naturopathic holistic treatment for 3.5 years, guys, quite frankly, because this is this is 2018. I didn't find out about HIFU until I'm going to say August of 2021.
Okay.
So this whole time I'm treating it holistically, naturopathically. I also had, I didn't hear you.
6 months ago, you're saying?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
So very recent. So very recent. And I also was reached out to some guys who are out of Tennessee who have dealt with holistic treating of specific cancers. If anybody wants to know who they are, you can reach out to me. They like to fly under the radar for obvious reasons. And
what was the holistic naturopathic approach? What were you doing for 3 years? Supplements?
A lot supplements.
Palmetto, like saw palmetto.
Yes, a lot of that. Saw palmetto supplements. Pretty much pulling all the sugar out of my diet because sugar feeds cancer. And also pulling out all the carbs because that turns into cancer. The keto people out there going, yeah, say it. Tell it, Dave. Say it.
You're in friendly territory. We know.
So I was doing, oh man, this is quite expensive. I was doing high dose, super high dose IV vitamin C.
Yes.
Which is a big boy in cancer treatments. I got it done at a place in Charlotte. I'm not going to name them because they run under the radar too. They don't even have it listed on their services and on their website for obvious reasons for people that are in this lane. Y'all know why they don't. Yeah. My naturopath was like, you can't even call them on the phone and ask them about it because they're going to be like, oh, no, click. We don't know what you're talking about. She said, I've already talked to the guys. They know I sent them your picture. They know what you look like when you walk in. Walk over to them and whisper in somebody's ear what you're there for, who sent you. They'll take you into another room. They do a whole bunch of IV treatments there, but they took me off by myself to do mine. So I was going there twice a week. I was getting 100 milligrams of vitamin C because that's nobody on the earth can take that much orally. You have to take it. You have to take it intravenously.
Because intestinal issues with vitamin C, especially at that dosage. My goodness.
Well, if you take it orally, my naturopath and they were saying it will chew your intestines up. It will tear you up. You can take it intravenously. I went and they gradually take you up. Like the first day I was at 25, and then they go up to 45. Blah blah blah. I was doing that.
Yeah. So
very expensive.
And imagine. So one of the things that I've interviewed a few cancer doctors about, and I've had many of them on my show, they talk about hyperbaric oxygen therapy, HBOT. Did you hear anything about that and try it?
I actually did not hear anything about that. What's funny was after I found out about HIFU, I was talking to somebody and they mentioned that to me, and they told me about that. But it was a lot of stuff, well, not a good amount of stuff that I wasn't able to get to just because of the money.